If you wish to make an apple pie from scratch, you must first invent the universe. People repeat that line. They put it on mugs and posters and tattoo it on their forearms. They treat it as a charming paradox, a clever little riddle from the man in the turtleneck who made space feel warm. Almost no one understands what he actually meant, because Carl Sagan was not being whimsical. He was telling you gently that you do not exist apart from everything that ever happened. He was telling you that there is no such thing as from scratch. And once you understand why he said it, you can never look at an ordinary object the same way again. Ithaca, New York, 1979. Sagan is filming an episode of Cosmos that will not air for another year. He stands in a kitchen set, an apple pie cooling beside him, and he delivers the line that has outlived almost everything else he ever said. The crew thinks it is a nice transition. Sagan knows it is the entire thesis of his life compressed into a single sentence, because what he does next is walk the audience backward through the pie, ingredient by ingredient, until the kitchen dissolves into the cosmos. Think about it the way he wanted you to. The flour is wheat, and wheat is sunlight and soil and water pulled into a living stalk. The sugar is sunlight too, stored by a cane plant. The butter is grass turned into milk inside a cow. The apples are a tree's patient chemistry, season after season. Already the pie is not an object on a counter. It is a knot of sunlight, rain, and biology. But Sagan does not stop at the farm. He never stopped anywhere comfortable. Where did the atoms come from? The carbon in that flour, the oxygen in that water, the iron in the trace minerals of the soil. None of it was made on Earth. Hydrogen formed in the first few minutes after the Big Bang, before there were any stars at all. Everything heavier was forged inside stars under crushing pressure and unimaginable heat, and then flung across space when those stars died. The carbon in your pie, the carbon in your hands, was cooked in the belly of a star that exploded billions of years before the sun existed. This was not poetry to Sagan, this was nucleosynthesis, the documented physics of how the periodic table got built. He simply refused to let you forget that it applied to your dessert, so follow the chain all the way down. To bake the pie, you need apples. To have apples, you need a tree, soil, an atmosphere, liquid water, a planet, at the right distance from a stable star. To have that star, you need a galaxy to form it, and clouds of gas enriched by earlier generations of stars that lived and died to seed the heavier elements. To have those elements, you need the Big Bang itself, the expansion of space, the cooling that let matter clump together at all. Pull any thread, and the whole universe comes with it. That is the meaning. From scratch is a lie we tell ourselves. Nothing is from scratch. Everything is from everything. And here is where the man behind the line matters, because Sagan did not arrive at this perspective in a kitchen. He earned it. As Kay Davidson documents in his biography, the wonder started early in Brooklyn, where a small boy walked into the public library and asked the librarian for a book about stars. She handed him one about Hollywood stars. He corrected her. He meant the real ones, the ones in the sky, and he wanted to know what they were. That gap between the trivial answer and the cosmic question became the engine of his entire life. He spent decades closing it. He studied at the University of Chicago in the 1950s, learning chemistry from Harold Urey, genetics from Hermann Muller, planetary science from Gerard Kuiper. He learned how atoms combine into molecules, how molecules combine into life, how life is not separate from chemistry but is chemistry, organized and humming. When he later told you that you are made of star stuff, he was not flattering you. He was reporting a measurement. The same elements in the same proportions appear in your blood and in the gas clouds of distant nebulae. You are not in the universe. The universe is in you. Now make it personal, the way he always did. You have eaten something today and thought nothing of it. You have held an object in your hand, a phone, a cup, a piece of bread, and treated it as simple, finished, ordinary. But there is no ordinary. The atoms in your coffee were born in dying stars. The water you drank was older than the sun. You have spent your whole life surrounded by miracles and called them groceries. Sagan's apple pie was never about pie. It was a trick to get you to notice that you are already living inside the answer to the largest question there is. This is the difference between knowing a fact and feeling it. You can recite that humans are made of stardust and feel nothing. Recitation is not understanding. Sagan understood that the cosmic perspective only works if it lands in your gut, not just your notebook. So he reached for the most domestic object he could find. Not a galaxy, not a black hole, a pie. Because if he could make you feel the universe inside a pie, he could make you feel it anywhere. Wonder is not the same as awe at the rare and distant. Real wonder is awe at the thing already in front of you, the thing you stopped seeing. And there is a quieter lesson buried in the line. One that fits everything else Sagan believed. If you cannot make anything truly from scratch, then nothing stands alone. Not an apple pie, not a person, not a nation, not a species. Everything depends on everything before it. The same man who walked you through the pie would, a decade later, ask the Voyager engineers to turn the camera around and photograph the Earth from 6 billion kilometers away. That image, the pale blue dot, made the same argument at the opposite scale. Up close, the pie contains the whole universe. From far away, the whole human story fits on a single pixel. Both were Sagan telling you the same thing. You are small, and you are connected to everything. And those two facts are not a contradiction. They are the truth. And the truth is enough. So the next time you hear the apple pie line quoted as a cute paradox, remember what he was actually doing. He was handing you a key. He spent his life trying to make ordinary people feel the staggering scale and unity of the cosmos, not as a lecture, but as a homecoming. He died in 1996, in Seattle, still writing, still insisting that the universe was knowable and worth knowing. The pie was his gentlest weapon against the dullness that lets us live among wonders and feel bored. You will make something today. You will eat something, hold something, take something for granted. The question Sagan left you is simple. Will you keep calling it ordinary? Or will you finally see what he saw? That to make the simplest thing from scratch, you would have to invent the universe, which means the universe already invented you.